Hello everyone, welcome to part 6 of the series of Christmas layouts. So in today's video we will be making this layout. So this layout is actually part of the spread of two layouts, and here I will show you what I was making last week. So this is the page I was making last week. The page that I will be making today is actually the right side of the spread. So this is the spread of two layouts. So I think these are both beautiful, they are gorgeous. I suggest that you get your supplies and we start creating this page. I will start with 12 by 12 cardstock. This is the base for the layout. And first paper I will start with is this one, and I call it paper A. Cut it at 11 7/8 by 11 7/8 of an inch. Adhere the paper 1/16 of an inch from edges of the cardstock. I will continue with this paper. This is paper B, and this is 8 by 4 inches. Center the paper 1.5 inches from left edge and 1/4 of an inch from bottom edge of paper A. Next paper I chose is this one, and this is paper C. So cut it at 7 by 3.5 inches, and you will center the paper 1 5/8 of an inch from bottom edge and 3/8 of an inch from left edge of paper A. Next paper is paper D. Cut it at 11 1/8 by 3 inches. You will need to align the paper with right edge of paper A and with bottom edge, and with top edge of paper B. So that means with the edge of paper A and the edge of this paper here with Christmas ornaments. So this is paper B. Take paper E and cut it at 9 by 4 inches and measure 2 inches from left edge of paper A, and then align bottom edge of the paper with paper D. Cut the border at 7.5 by 1/4 of an inch, and you will align the border with the edge of paper E and just center it evenly from side edges of paper E. Then take this border and cut it at 7 1/8 by 3/8 of an inch. You will align bottom edge of the border with bottom edge of paper D and also with left edge of paper D. Cut another border at 1 5/8 by 1/4 of an inch, and then align right edge and upper edge with edges of paper, what is this, with paper D. Next piece we need to create is mat for photographs. So here I have two mats, and two larger mats and one smaller mat and one ephemera card. So you can use 2 mats for photograph instead of one ephemera card. I believe it will give more interest to the page if I use one ephemera card. Okay, so I will give you the measurements first. You will need to cut one ephemera card and one mat for photograph. So you will use the same measurements. So you need to cut both pieces at 3 5/8 by 5 5/8 of an inch. And then I suggest that you cut a photograph for this mat at 3 1/2 by 5 1/2 inches, and it will fit perfectly to the mat, and it will give like around 1/16 of an inch border around a photograph. So this is just one tip that I wanted to give you. For the next mat, you need to cut piece of red paper at 7 5/8 by 5 7/8 of an inch, and then you will also need another mat and cut like darker paper. It's black paper, and cut it at 7 3/4 by 6 inches. So you will adhere red paper on top of black paper, and then these 2 pieces you will adhere on top of a red paper. Like each piece you will adhere like 1/8 of an inch from the edges. Okay, so this is how you will center the mat. Center it like 1/2 inch from left edge and 3/8 of an inch from upper edge of paper E. Next, you will need to create smaller mat for smaller photograph. So here I have actually white mat for the photograph, and this is white cardstock. I mean, actually it's beige cardstock. So you need to cut it at 3 1/8 by 4 1/8 of an inch. And a quick tip that I will give you for cutting your photograph. So you can cut a photograph at 3 by 4 inches, and it will fit perfectly to the mat. So next mat you need this red one, and you cut it at 3 3/8 by 4 3/8 of an inch. And then you have black mat that you will cut at 3 1/2 by 4 1/2 inches. So you will adhere a red paper onto the black paper, and then beige cardstock you will adhere onto the red paper. So like leaving around 1/8 of an inch of a border of red paper. You will center the mat like 1/8 of an inch from bottom edge of paper B. So this is this paper with ornaments, and then you will also align the edge, left edge with the edge. Left edge of the mat. You will align with the edge of the border. Here I have a tag with a mat, and you need to cut a tag at 3 5/8 by 2 3/4 of an inch, and then mat for a tag cut at 3 3/4 by 2 7/8 of an inch. center the mat 5/8 from left edge of paper C and then 5/8 of an inch down from the paper. And then you need another tag with photomat, so cut tag at 3 7/8 by 2 5/8 of an inch and cut a mat for a tag at 4 by 2 3/4 of an inch. You will center the tag like 1 or 2 1/8 of an inch from the edge, out from the edge of the tag, the bottom tag, and then like 1/4 of an inch from bottom edge of paper B. I will add another image with a mat to this section here and cut image at 1 3/8 by 2 5/8 of an inch and then paper formatting at 1 1/2 by 2 3/4 of an inch. Then adhere the image to the paper and just adhere it the way you like it. Right here I will add it, I will adhere it somewhere here. And then I forgot one more thing. So here is an image and I will place this image between a photomat and between a tag. Just apply glue to the side of the image that will be adhered onto the ephemera card. Do not apply tape onto the side of the image that will be adhered onto a photograph, because you will tuck photograph behind the image, so you don't want to adhere it all the way down, otherwise you will need to cover the image with the photograph. All right, so I decided I will place it somewhere here. Okay, I will show you quickly how you will then adhere a photograph. So you will just tuck it behind the image, and there you go. I think it looks so beautiful. So if you still want to add some stickers or some other embellishments, if you feel that your page doesn't have enough of them, so just do so. I think I will leave it as it is. Thank you for watching and doing this layout with me.